What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Twisted Life of TV. I am Poetry. You are here for another recap and review of The Testaments. This is Season 1, Episode 9, Marat Sod. Y'all hear my cat? Hold on. All right. I had trapped her in here with me because she was asleep. Didn't nobody tell her to wake up when I started talking. Anywho, and then I said I pronounced that wrong. The Testament, Season 1, Episode 9, Marat Sod. Okay. Now, for those of you who don't know, Marat Sod is an actual play. It's written by Peter Weiss, and it's technically a play with inside of the play. So the play is about a play, okay? And one of the main characters is Marquis de Sade. They pronounce Sade, Sade. And the terminology, sadism, BDSM, sadism, no, is named after him. When most people hear sadism, they think sexual in nature, okay? They think sexual kinks, they think freaky folks, a sadistic nature, somebody with like an evil tone or flair to them. That's normally what people think when they hear the word of sadism, okay? But it's not always associated with sex. So it's basically the act of feeling some type of pleasure from either having harm inflicted on you, being humiliated, or you doing it to someone else. So sex may not always be included in that. But my brain is like, okay, so who the heck are they talking about? Are we talking about Weston? Because we know Weston liked to toy with little girls, and we hear that they end up dead messing around with him. So is this whole episode going to be about Weston? And he's Agnes's link. And since every episode pretty much centers around Agnes for the most part, is that who we're talking about, right? Or could it be one of the aunts? Because personally, I would have said that Aunt Lydia was a sadist because she took a lot of joy from inflicting pain and harm on these girls under his eye, beating the hell out of handmaids, torturing them. So with the title in mind, I knew this was going to be one of the worst episodes for these young girls. I failed to mention last episode, that was actually one of the most well-written episodes that I thought we've had all season. But I had a feeling that this one is going to be one of the ones that's going to be more in line with The Handmaid's Tale, just based off of the title. Welcome to the channel. My name is Poetry. Again, this is the Testament, Season 1, Episode 9. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Make sure you like the video. Leave your comments down in the comment section. We got a lively comment section. Even though I talk about this show, I'm annoyed with it. What I am not annoyed with is you, the viewers. You guys come through, you engage. You are the best fans that I have on this channel. Next to my Power Series people, y'all be really getting in there, and I really do appreciate you. There's a thanks button on the description. It's this little shape of the heart with a little dollar sign in it. If you want to donate to the channel, you can do so. It works the same as a super chat, but it's done for actual recorded videos instead of live streaming. So if you want to donate, feel free to do so. It usually helps us give away our giveaways. The giveaway was canceled this time because we didn't have the live, but moving forward, you could also hype up the channel. It actually says the word hype. You could do so at least 3 times a week on YouTube, or you could do them all 3 on this video. You know what I'm saying? Hype me up, hype me up. And that way I'll get more people over here on the channel engaging in the content that we all love to talk about. And I appreciate you, like I said, subscribe, like, and all that other stuff that YouTubers say. Well, we're going to move right on into the conversation. We open up with the Pearl Girls. They're mopping blood up off the hardwood floors. The guardians are carrying away a dead body from the room. Blood is dripping down from his tarp. Aunt Estee is going on again about an eye for an eye, que sera, sera, a tit for tat, all of that. This is what she's doing. It seems that another man has committed a sexual sin and needs to be dealt with. Now, remember that the girls are the ones who normally enact the pain. What is something going on with my leg? Enact the pain on perpetrators. Give me one moment again. Have you ever felt like something was crawling on you? And I keep looking down. I'm like, what the hell? And I know my cat was just in here. Now my cat don't go outside, so she ain't got fleas or nothing. But I'm like, what the hell is crawling on me? And it made me think that she was still down here. It was just my ashy skin, child. It was just my ashy skin. Anyway, so normally, like I said, the girls are the one who inflict whatever type of punishment to whoever these people are who commit these sins against these girls. So this man definitely has done that. Let's rejoice in the Lord, according to, the show. And Daisy says to herself that vengeance is the way of Gilead. And because it is so, that gives her ideas. Okay. So she goes to the bathroom, she starts to change her pad, and she looks at it. Now remember, last week Agnes had gave her some pads. I didn't mention that during the recap and review. Y'all watched it, y'all already knew she did it. Okay, so I could only guess that this is just days later after finding out that her cycle had started, and after finding out that Grove was molesting or touching on Hulda and Agnes. Agnes only. I'm gonna go back to that fact because she didn't know that Grove was touching on Holter, but in this episode they mentioned that later on, which kind of threw me off. Anyway, with the aunts, we learned that old Commander Maddox, who got Becca tipsy, didn't get a wife at all. Our lady decided to bypass him again, and this is the second year in a row that she's done that. And no, Vidala said something to her about it, and she was like, you know what? He old anyway. He could wait till next year. He's so old, he may not even be around next year, so I ain't gonna too much worried about it. You know what I'm saying? If the Lord willing and the creek don't rise, we ain't got to worry about Maddox next year. While they sitting in there jibber jabbering, the bells ring off in the distance. Now, they don't know why the bells ringing because all the Plum girls are gone home. Now, remember the Pearl girls, they stay at this school still. So I'm like, Daisy, is she ringing the bell? Okay, was this her idea, that she was talking about in the bathroom, that she was getting an idea? She's going to purposely let them know that she has her cycle so she can get in the selection to get married in hopes of going to see the dentist? Take out vengeance on Becca's dad? Is that what she plans on doing? And yes, she did exactly that. She stepped up on the podium. Everybody mouths dropped open. Esty was like in total shock, you know what I'm saying? Daisy come up there, she dropped to her knees. She starts to say her little praise and thanks. She can't remember all the words that the girls be saying, but it didn't matter. She got up here. That's all that really mattered. Lydia was over the freaking moon, child. Over the moon. And for her reward, what she was going to be getting was to become a plum girl the very next doggone day. And I was like, she going to be a green girl too, right? Okay. Anyway, the next day, Daisy was the topic of conversation. The little pink girls walking through the hallway looking at her like, girl, you got your thing, right? And the conversation between Becca and Agnes was about Daisy as well. Becca was really the one that's doing all the talking because Agnes was trying to give her the cold shoulder. And it wasn't until Becca had said something along the lines where she a spy, right? All the Pearl girls are spy for Aunt Lydia. Don't forget that shit, right? Agnes like, you don't know her. Girl, you don't know her either. But anyway, Becca said, maybe I don't. Maybe I don't know her. But you've been acting real brand new since she been here, okay? Agnes say, I don't see that as a bad thing. Now, in my own personal life, I be feeling that way too. Motherfuckers be talking about you acting brand new poetry. You right. I am acting brand new because I grown. Gross. I'm saying, okay. So I may be acting brand new on y'all. But anyway, like I said, Agnes says she don't see that as a bad thing. And right on cue, Aunt Estee comes in the room with Daisy to announce that despite all of her sinning ways she had before she came to Gilead, she has now been rewarded and blessed by God. So she is a plum now. And it is their duty to plum her up, adorn her in purple. Y'all know purple is my favorite color. People who've been on this channel know purple is my favorite color. Anyway, Daisy's looking around at her newfound family and the girls and stuff like that, smiling like a little Cheshire cat. That's what she doing. That's what she doing. And she like says to herself, purple is my power color, okay? Purple is my power color. And despite having all those sins in the world, she might as well say, see, Daddy, sinners have soul too. You know what I'm saying? What character, this is the trivia for the week, what character said those words in the movie The Color Purple. Yes, I'm giving y'all the movie. All I want is the character name who said, "See, Daddy, sinners have soul too." And y'all drop that in the comment section, and I'm going to give y'all a surprise gift box from the Emoji Vault. We gave out a surprise gift box last week as a bonus gift, but we're going to give it out to everybody who can get the answer to that question. I don't care if y'all cheat. I don't care if I say the answer at the end of the video, which I did last time. Copy off people. I don't care. We giving them away, giving them away. You get a gift box, and you get a gift box, and you get a gift box. Everybody get a gift box if y'all answer that question. All right, what character said those words in the movie The Color Purple? Okay, now the song "God Is Trying to Tell Me Something" wasn't playing in the background. It was this disturbing ass song by Neil Diamond, and the lyrics, oh, I'm gonna have to look at it. "You'll be a woman soon." Okay, this is a song about a man who was interested in a young girl. Okay, the girl's friends, the girl's family, nobody approves. And he's trying to convince this girl to leave her family and marry him or go with him because she's going to be a woman soon. Therefore, she needs a man soon. Neil Diamond, the one who married a woman who was 30 years his junior. Now, mind you, his first two wives, they were around the same age as him. I got to give him that. But his third wife is 30 years younger than him. I'm just saying. Anyway, they adorn her in purple. Agnes crowns her head with the headband. Y'all like my Hello Kitty headband today? It's slipping backward. I don't need whatever. I'm trying to, my fro is not froing today. Okay, anywho. Okay, so she adorns her head with the purple headband and stuff right now. And then they allow Becka to pin her with her green pen. Nobody removed the pearl from her ear, though. That may have been too painful in the moment, but Agnes made sure, not Agnes, Becka made sure that she pricked her with that damn pen when she put it on her lapel. Now, afterwards, they all filed into the hallway, and Agnes asked her, what gives? Because I thought we was keeping your period a secret, okay? And she told him, "I can't hide this forever, girl. I had to say something." And she said, "Look, I told you about that in the beginning." So then Becca came to realize that she wasn't up on the tea. Oh, so we got secrets now. What the heck is really going on? Well, speaking of secrets, let me let the cat out the bag and announce our winners of last week's trivia, for last week's recap, okay? The question was, who sings "Just My Imagination"? Running away with me. Okay. The answer being the Temptations. David Ruffin and the Temptations. Or the Temptations. Any of those would have sufficed for me, y'all. And as a bonus entry, the Rolling Stones was one group that actually covered the song. So I gave a bonus point for that. Our winners being Miss Cherie. Wait a minute. How you pronounce it? Is it Charisse? Miss Charisse? Let me know if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Taja 7239. Always a Lady 2217. D Moore 8193. JBB02, who realized that I said the answer at the end. Lets me know you watched the full video. I appreciate you for that. My girl 7 Raina. Anna LA 2956. My day one from the beginning, y'all. More for sure 609, who also recognized that I said the answer at the end. Shireen's one. Is Shireen's one? Shireen's one? Or Shireen's? Shireen's? Y'all let me know if I pronounced that wrong. Aaliyah 4046. Give it up, give it up, give it up. And by the way, almost all of y'all that was pregnant before, y'all got that book, What to Expect When You're Expecting. And I found out that it's still in print today, child. I am so curious now to see what's actually inside this book. I think I'm going to have to go to the library, check it out. Or I'm going to have to unpack my boxes with my books around because I still think I own it. I really do think I own it. Anywho, one thing Daisy wasn't expecting was to go and see Dr. Grove right now. Right now. Me and Daisy didn't expect it to be this soon. Okay, Agnes volunteered to go with her because after all, she doesn't have family. You know, because usually the mom or something would go with them. And I was like, well, that's what the fucking aunt is for. Aunt Estee was going. She was staying. Okay. She didn't need Agnes to go and hold her hand, but I digress. Now, Becca's response, I wasn't sure if she was just pissed Agnes was going. Because, now it seems like Daisy's her new best friend. Or if she knows her father is in the Epstein files. I was wondering what the look was. Because she turned and she looked at Hold the next. Right? And that made me question again. Is he abusing you too? Okay. So while they're at the dentist, Daisy is there. She nervous. And she rocking. And she taking deep breaths. And she peeling her doggone fingernail beds and stuff like that. And I was thinking, wasn't this in your plan? Because why else would you put yourself out there like that? Well, this appointment was nothing like she expected it to be. Okay? She was conflicted. Dr. Grove was by the book. Her breath stopped every time that he reached, only for him not to conflict with his morality in this particular time. She was so confused. And he was like, see you next year, girl, make sure you floss, okay? And she got pissed. She was angry that he did not try anything with her. Now, my thought is maybe because he knows she's not pure. Everybody knows that the Pearl Girls weren't supposed to be virgins, okay? The Pearl Girls are rescued street hoes and homeless girls. We already know these hoes ain't loyal. And Daisy proved that shit because, like I said, she started hyperventilating. You know what I'm saying? She put on the white girl tears. Yes, she did. She rips her dress and screams at the top of her lungs. He tried to attack me. He tried to put his hands on me. She busted out the room, dropped down on her knees and prayed and started saying all her Hail Marys and all that shit. And I know a lot of you all were cheering for her in this moment. But as for me and mine, get mad at me if you want to. As a black woman in the United States of America, who has a history, whose lineage has a history of white women falsely accusing black men of rape and assault and innocent lives being lost because of it, I found no fucking joy in this at all. Like I said, y'all can be mad at me if you want to. Yes, I want the oppressor to get theirs. But I, in no way, will ever condone somebody falsely accusing somebody else of rape. You know what? We're going to go with that. Be mad. Be mad. Emmett motherfucking Till. Be mad. The city of Rosewood. Be mad. The Central Park Five, who are now the exonerated five. The Scottsboro Boys. The Groveland Four. Ronnie Long. Just to name a few. Just to name a few. So no. Hell, I throw in Tupac and Nate Parker in there too. Because I don't believe that they did it either. Hell, I don't believe did the what's the face girl accuse what's that boy name? I can't think of his name now, but y'all know who I'm talking about. The one who chased him, chased her through. She chased him through the streets. Did she accuse him of rape too or sexual assault? I think so. I didn't believe that either. No, I would never support falsely accusing somebody. I don't give a fuck. I can't. Kill their ass. Okay? Let the person enact their revenge. But the act of falsely accusing somebody of rape does not sit well with me. So no, I did not cheer in this moment. I did not say get his ass, get him. I didn't. Like I say, I want him to be taken down, but this was not the way for me in my mind, in my morality, to do it. Okay. But anywho, I'm going to reiterate it. I wanted Dr. Grove to go down. Like any other pedophile, molester, rapist, all the likes. But that false accusation, and she did it with such ease. You see how she turned on those waterworks with ease, without a thought in the world. As if she did that shit before to somebody else before. So, yeah, you shouldn't be mad. You shouldn't be mad at me. I mean, but if you are mad, I don't give a fuck. I hated June, who was a victim of this system, for getting of Matthew killed. And I didn't like of Matthew. The aunts got her in the chamber right now, trying to spin the same story to Daisy that they did for Holder. You were mistaken. It was just your imagination. But she cuts Vidalia off and insists she know what the fuck she talking about. She knows better than them because she came from a world of sin. And they let that shit fly. Cutting Aunt Vidalia off was something that they would never have done, okay? But they let that shit fly. Aunt Lydia even shut the interview down, excuse Vidalia, excuse Estee. What gets me bothered is that Daisy told the same story that Holder told him. I was like, Daisy didn't know about Holder. That's what I was mentioning at the beginning. But we found out later that Agnes did tell her about Holder as well. Strange that she would do that, okay? Because once they left out of that room, they was to never talk about it again. So why would Agnes volunteer that fucking information to Daisy? I know Holder didn't tell her. Okay? So anyway, I'm sitting here thinking, I can't believe that they even believe in this story because the story don't match. You said that this man grabbed your hand and put it on his dick. That's what you said. Then why is your dress ripped? I know we hate to question the victims, but sometimes you got to ask questions. Why is your dress ripped? You didn't say that he tried to attack. Well, you said it when he first came out that he tried to attack you. But in your explanation of what went down, you didn't say that he tried to force himself on you. You said that he grabbed your hand and put your hand on him. Why would your dress be ripped? And then Aunt Lydia, she shocked the fuck out of me. She asked the same damn question. I find it interesting that he ripped your dress with witnesses around. Because even if you hadn't screamed when you came out of that room, a torn dress was something that was going to be noticed. Daisy said, well, lust make men do crazy things sometimes. Lydia basically said, girl, I know you lying. My words, not hers. But she basically said, I know you lying. I just want you to know that I know you lying. But I'm going to turn a blind eye to it right now because he had it coming. That's basically what she tell him. So she leaves out and Aunt Esty approaches and drops to her knees down to Daisy's feet, begging for forgiveness. She was begging and crying, I did not protect you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. And Daisy was like, I forgive you. You know what I'm saying? And then she said something along the lines, I never saw how blue her eyes were before. It's easy for us to forget that aunts are humans too. If y'all don't get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, y'all can miss me with the indoctrination bullshit. Some people fall for it, but not poetry. They slip it in every fucking episode, some way to try to make us forgive or to side with our oppressors. I am not the one. There is no redemption in my eyes for these motherfuckers ever. I'm so sorry, Daisy. Whatever, girl, whatever it is that you're trying to present to us is how I see these MAGA nuts who have now converted. Okay, the ones who I heard on their apology tours trying to convince the world. I didn't know what he was going to do, but now I see it, and I'm so sorry I voted for that man. I didn't know he was going to be a racist tyrant, even though he said he was. All I wanted was lower egg prices. That's the same way I feel about them motherfuckers. Fuck y'all and y'all apology too. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. That's how I feel about it. You knew exactly what was going on. You knew exactly what was going on. Aunt Estee knows exactly what the fuck goes on in that place. Don't be dense now. Don't be dense. Okay? Now, Agnes, I can't tell with her sometimes. But I didn't think that she was having a dense moment right now. She asked Daisy about what happened. Did they believe you? Okay? And that she finds her behavior odd. Because what she did goes against what she's there for. Okay? Everything that a Pearl girl is. It makes her questions, why are you here? I've been asking that for the longest. Why are you even here? Because this could ruin your chances for being here. Okay? And Daisy's like, maybe he'll get what he deserved. He hurt you. He hurt Holder. And Agnes say, and you too, right? He hurt you too, right? First of all, Daisy's like, huh? What you talking about, Willis? What you talking about? He hurt you too, right? Oh yeah. He did that. He did that. He was such a tragedy, girl. But let me go ahead and clean these floors. Agnes is like, well, why are you still cleaning floors? Ain't you broken up at all? Why you a plum now? Why you down there cleaning floors? And Daisy said, I am an experiment. I was like, an experiment? Who told you that? Being that your presence there and them assigning you to Plum Girl, of course, that's not something that they normally do. So this is not something that Mayday would have familiarized you with. Everything that's going on with you is totally fucking new. My damn, I need to take this off my head because it ain't acting right. Maybe I should put it down over my ears. I look like I'm ready for bed. Am I ready for bed? I kind of am ready for bed. Y'all know I'll be doing this at 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning, and stuff like that. It is now midnight right now. I'm going to bed soon. Anywho, child. Yeah, I forgot where I was at. This is unprecedented. Everything that's going on with you. So how you know this is an experiment? Because nobody could tell you that this was different than what you're going to do. Because as far as you don't know what the fuck is going on. Okay? Mayday didn't tell you anything, so it makes no damn sense. Agnes was just as confused as I am. She rushes home, and she has a full, blown out panic attack. This is something that we would be expecting to see Daisy to have happen if it was true. And I think that's what Agnes was missing from her. You seem a little bit too calm about this, girl. Okay? Now, considering that Becca got beef with Daisy, if her dad wasn't abusing her, I was like, this is going to look real shady to her. Like it's going to be get back or something, Like this is going to be payback on the tail end of a jealous rivalry because they vying for Agnes's friendship. So Commander Judd, he swings by, trying to help squash the matter and everything. He's heard rumors about Grove before, but he chalked it up to gossip. And Aunt Lydia advised him that there are 2 other girls with the same complaint. I'm so surprised that he didn't ask who those 2 other girls were. But he suggests that they have a salvage it so the girls can feel, satisfied, vengeance or whatever. But Aunt Lydia said, I agree, let's do that. But his daughter is to be wed soon. So can we hold off until after? We don't want her to have to pay for his mistakes. And we want to make sure that, she get an approved rapist with her. Okay, under his fucking eye. So Judd, he agrees, but he say, like, we need to move this shit along, though, for real. Because if people start talking, then it's going to be a problem. What has always baffled me from the beginning, this is from The Handmaid's Tale into 9, that Gilead has this idea that men are everything, okay? And if a man defiles his house, why wouldn't his house be shunned or looked down upon? Why wouldn't the wives and children be parceled out? Just based off of Gilead's hierarchy, you would think that would happen. Now, again, that didn't happen in Handmaid's Tale either. Because, like, when Naomi's husband was killed, when Putnam was killed, Naomi was still allowed to remarry. With Serena Joy, she was allowed to remarry too, but it was all politics with her. Paula's husband, he was murdered, so she was allowed to remarry Mr. McKenzie. But based off of Gilead's way and Gilead's structure, it seems like they aren't following their own real rules in regards to the woman's place here. Anyway, we go to Becca's house, and Garth is there awaiting dinner with the family. But Grove is nowhere to be found. I'm thinking he locked the fuck up or something. They got him, tossed off some damn word until they get everything settled. But he walks in the door, he all frazzled. And I said, okay, that's right. Remember, they trying to keep this hush-hush until after the wedding. So he gets to mix and mingle with society, maybe even run for president in the meantime. And he tells his wife what was going on. He lets Melania know what was going on. And then they came down and they told, Ivanka and the boys, okay, what happened? And her husband. Let me get serious. So Grove comes in He go tells his wife what's going on. They come down, they tell Becca and Garth. And Becca quickly recognizes that this is Daisy that he's talking about, right? And she said, "Is it true? Where have you?" He like, "Hell no! This little heifer came in there and lied on me, you know." And as bad as I want this man to go in this moment, he is telling the truth. A broken clock can be right twice a day, right? This bitch lied on me, girl. Anyway, Becca asked me. She's like, "No, Daisy, yeah, that's the one." But he figured that Judd is gonna handle it. He just got nothing talking to him, not knowing Judd is finna kill his ass, okay, or let the girls kill his ass, right? And Garth is like, "Ooh, this too much for me. It's time for me to go." Okay, so he get up to leave, and the next day at school, Agnes is looking a bit despondent when she walks in, but Becca rolls up on Daisy like, "Bitch, why you lying and trying to ruin my fucking life?" Right? Of course, Agnes intervenes, and Becca's like, "I told you that she was evil. I told you she's evil, trying to ruin my doggone life." So now it's making me believe he wasn't touching her too. So she's rightly angry that you are trying to bring down my fucking family. Like I said, and I took it as she thought it was gonna be payback, right? And I was guessing this particular episode, a lot of these scenes, even though I had some shocking moments, the the um, the action that takes place after the shock is predictable as fuck to me. Every fucking scene that I was like, "Oh damn, I wasn't expecting that." Right after what happened next, it was predictable as hell. I'm not sure if the writing, if this was intended from the writing, or they just fucking lazy with this writing right now. I was like, Agnes is gonna confess to Becca, "Yeah, your daddy did it to me too," and she drags her outside, and she makes the same assumption that I did. Okay, you must be deflecting because he doing it to you, and is he touching you? And Becca's like, "Hell no, he's not touching me." Is she lying? Okay, and she like, "No, she is lying on my damn daddy," and Agnes tell her, "Not so much, she ain't lying." And how I know is because he touched me too. Okay. Now the first time in Testament history, in all 9 episodes, an aunt comes in and looks for the missing girls, the ones who are not where they're supposed to be. She walks up with her pointer, slaps on the backside of Agnes, and tells them to both get inside right motherfucking now, right? She brings them into an unusual circle. Nobody else is around but these 5 girls: Daisy, Sue, Holder, Agnes, and Becca. And Becca is breaking down in tears. And they're telling these girls how sad it is to gossip, how dangerous that is. And I was like, how the hell did Sue and Holder get pulled into this? It makes no sense to me, but okay. They were standing around like everybody else was. Ho Ho Sheba was there, Miriam was there, everybody was standing around. But these 5 girls get pulled in here for gossiping. Okay, so they are made to pray for a clean heart, for a clean mind. Make them white as snow. White as snow. White as snow. That's Kirk Franklin, y'all. Kirk Franklin and the family on a What You Looking For album. That has to be one of the best projects that he has done to date for me. White as snow. Oh, white as... I love that song. Okay, anyway. So the next day, Daisy's out picking out leaves from a tree. I don't know why she's standing there just picking leaves off a tree. She all by her lonesome. Remember in the very first episode, they said these girls had to travel in pairs, but they didn't want them to be friends. But Daisy gets a lot of alone time. She eventually pairs up with Garth, okay, who is genuinely concerned for her, like, "You all right?" You know what I'm saying? And she admits to him that she lied because he was abusing the rest of the girls. And Garth is like, "What the fuck you mean? You made this shit up?" Okay? She's saying, "Well, that's what I'm here for, to save these girls, to protect these girls." "No, you're here to do what the fuck Mayday tells you to do. Mayday don't tell me to do shit," which they don't. Again, I've been asking for all these episodes, what the fuck is she supposed to be doing for Mayday? They ain't gave her no fucking instructions. Okay? She said, "It's all y'all tell me to do is be a sponge and be fucking invisible. I'm tired of being invisible." Okay, so he like, so you decided to go rogue? She said, "No, I decided to protect girls since nobody else is." And I hear you, but are you going to protect these ones that's with their husbands too? Or are you going to protect them from the aunts too? Or are you going to protect them from you? Because you are the reason that Talia was fucking hauled off. That was your damn fault. Who's going to protect them from you? Well, over at Becca's, it's left overnight. Her food is as cold as she's feeling right now. Grove notices. He said something to her like, "Hey, speak your mind." And she said, "Was it true? Is it true?" Of course it's not true. I didn't lay a damn finger on that Pearl girl. Maybe it's just me. But I think me and Becca heard the same thing. I didn't lay a finger on the Pearl girls. But those plums, oh yeah, I got them, baby. That's what I heard him say. And I think that's what Becca heard him say too. You know, the only person she cared about is Agnes. The only person she cares about, the only person that she loves is Agnes. And I think that's where her hurt is coming from. I do not think it's simply because he's out here touching the girls. It's simply because he touched Agnes, the one that she loves. That's where her hurt is coming from. Becca was out there pruning, had them pruning shears in her hand, and she was pruning some roses. And all I could think of was Serena Joy. Remember when June was out there in the greenhouse and she was contemplating using those shears on her? I say, oh, she about to get her daddy. She about to get her daddy. They gonna make her follow through. They gonna make her do what June didn't do, right? But then again, Serena Joy did hurt herself while she was out there using those pruning shears, okay? And I was like, she is not about to hurt herself. Serena Joy was pruning roses to hurt herself. So they not trying to foreshadow that Becca about to hurt herself, is it? I was like, is this child about to do something stupid to herself? Like I said, I don't think actually I have never told you guys this before. Becca is one of my most interesting characters. One of that I actually latch onto the most because I feel like her character is well layered. Okay. Her daddy's a molester. They're at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to ranking in the society. She's been taken advantage by older men who giving her liquor, so she's probably the only, she's tossing it up. She's she has homosexual feelings. She's in love with her best friend. It's unrequited. Her best friend is in love with this guy, and she chose to marry that guy. Her friend's obsession, you know what I'm saying? And she has so many different layers to herself that Becca was the character that I was most interested in, especially when I would compare it to the book as well. But there was a song playing in the background, and that song said something about dying. I was like, Becca, don't do it, girl. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm not gonna be mad if you take your daddy out. I'm not gonna be mad because I want him to go, especially if he's been touching you too. But don't take yourself out. The only problem is that if you take him out, it's almost like taking yourself out too. Because the death may be better for whatever the hell they may have coming for you. Okay. But anyway, she took off her slippers and she climbed those stairs anyway. Then she slipped into the bathroom that her daddy is in the tub relaxing. Didn't hear her enter. The door didn't creep, the floor, no, nothing like that. And she went full Norman Bates on that ass, minus the shower curtain, okay? Well, Norman was actually, technically his mama mentally, at that particular time when he did that to Madison. And Becca, she took out her own daddy, but it was with the same vigor. Okay, if you know what I'm saying. If y'all ever seen the movie Psycho, y'all can understand when Norman Bates was in that damn shower, turn Madison up. This is exactly how Becca was with her daddy in his bathtub. Now he screamed. The wife did not stir. Hard sound sleep, I guess. Becca goes downstairs, puts on her coat over her bloodied gown, and walks out into the night. She's dressed like a Martha. Where the fuck did she get Martha clothes from? What? She ain't got no damn Martha. She ain't got no Martha. They told us that in the very first episode that they was so fucking low on the totem pole that they did not even have Marthas. The wife been in here cooking up the dry ass pot roast for the family dinner. Then she had to reheat fucking leftovers the next day because they ain't got no fucking Marthas. She don't have a Martha. Where would the Martha costume come from? They even said it in another episode. Shunammite had brought up the fact that she's so lowly she ain't got no fucking Marthas in her house. Where did the Martha's clothes come from? She hops on a goddamn metro bus. Where the fuck did they get metro buses in damn Gilead? She hops on a metro bus in the middle of the fucking night with a group of other Marthas. Where the hell are these Marthas go? The Marthas live in the household. Where are these Marthas going in the middle of the night when everybody's supposed to be sleeping? Ain't not a nair guardian around. Not nair one around. Somehow, she was on this god doggone bus. She made it all the way across town, past the heavily guarded gates, down this long ass dirt road up to Agnes's house. And Zilla looking like a fucking runaway slave in the middle of the night with her goddamn lantern sweating and shit coming through. Mr. Agnes, you gotta wake up. We got to be free now. That's what the fuck she looking like right now. I can't even talk because I got this on my head and I kind of look like a runaway right now too. Anyway, the house is supposed to be clenched. Tightly clenched like booty cheeks, child. But this girl just rode a bus covered in blood. There's blood on her neck, blood on her face, right? She just rode a bus with blood over her gown, her neck, and her face through guards that should be posted up at Agnes's gate. Guards that's there with fucking dogs, okay? Barbed wire all over the motherfucking place. And she got to her front door and inside that house undetected. If you don't get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. She tells Agnes, my daddy can't hurt you no more. She just enacted divine justice on him. Agnes tells Zilla, go and run my girl a bath. You know, calm her down. Okay. And I know this house is so big that nobody is going to hear that bath running in the middle of the night. Just like nobody heard Zilla open that front door. I mean, this is only one of the top commander's house, okay? The prodigal child lives here. So security is hella laxed. And Becka was hella lax too. But she was actually in a state of shock, to be truthful, okay? Agnes, she got a sponge dripping water all over her arms because she wasn't washing the damn thing off. Not a drip of blood was in that doggone water. Becka, she like, I did God's work. You know, she went to Janine mode. I did God's work. I did good. Okay. This was for him. Won't he do it? And for you, girl. Agnes is like, cool. Right. I'm guessing this moment in the bathtub is what they're associating with the modern side title of the episode. Because it hasn't happened yet. We halfway through it. It hasn't happened yet. But because Becka, she goes into an explanation of how it felt to kill him. You know, a little bit satisfying. But by true definition, satisfaction in this moment was not based on a desire to inflict pain. She wanted to inflict revenge. Now, I know sadistic people can want to have revenge against somebody, but if she now finds joy in killing people and it becomes something commonplace for her, or it's a feeling that she seeks to do over and over again, then and only then will she fit the description of being a sadist. So this title does not fucking apply to me, okay? Right now, what she feels is actually relief. Like I said, she's in a state of shock. She feels like she did a sense of duty. She feels like she had a sense of honor because she was protecting somebody that she loves. But yeah, a pattern of behavior is what would need to be present if she was going to be Marasat, okay? And no, I don't count the pinprick. I know some of you may argue that, but I don't count that. Okay. Anyhow, she suggests to Agnes that they need to run away. This is her third time suggesting this. And she wants to do it before anybody else finds out. And Agnes is like, okay, girl. And you can clearly tell that Agnes is just saying what she wants to be heard, what she thinks this girl want to be here. And Agnes goes to grab Zilla. At least that's what she says. And she said, I think I need to go, I'm going to go grab Grilla and then we can go, right? And I said, Agnes is about to snitch. Because I told y'all last episode, Agnes is not your friend, child. Agnes is not your friend. Especially when Becca said the words that I would do anything for you, girl. I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. Actually, she would do that. She's going to do anything for her. The smile that Agnes gave her was like, oh, this girl done lost it. They get dressed. They starts going down the stairs, and I'm saying, where your bags? Y'all running away. Y'all gonna run away with nothing? Y'all fully dressed in your purple gear, and y'all just gonna run away looking like doggone plums with nothing, no bags, no nothing on you? Okay, but Becca is in this state of psychosis. She just smiling like, I finally got my friend to want to run off with me. Okay, that's what she's saying. She feels like her friend is finally seeing her for who she is. She knows that I would do anything for you, girl. Okay, so let's run away together. And she's just smiling and smiling and smiling. And I'm here on pins and needles waiting for her to walk out that front door into a fucking ambush. Like I said, this episode has been a bit predictable, right? They didn't even make it out the fucking front door, though. They got down to the bottom of the stairs, and there was Mackenzie and Paula. Becca felt so betrayed. Her fucking world was shattered. Okay. A true sadistic person would have fucked Agnes up in this moment. Okay, especially knowing that she was about to go down too. I'm laying all you son of bitches down. Okay, that's the same thing that Stack told him in Sinners. I'm laying all you son of a bitches down. Now if I get out of here, I just killed my own motherfucking daddy for you. Okay, and this is how you repay me? My friend. You're not my friend. She'll cover for Daisy ass, but she ain't gonna cover for her girl Becca. Okay, then in walks Garth. We got your husband. He gonna come down here and help you out, girl. Now, I already told you I don't like Garth ass either. Okay, Garth is like, it's okay, boo. Come with me. Now, unless y'all about to sneak this girl out of here, what the fuck are we doing here? Garth in on this shit too. Garth walks her outside to some women in black. Who the fuck are they? Okay, 15 motherfuckers in surround this child. And Garth holds her to make sure she doesn't run. Becca is screaming at the top of her lungs, Agnes! Help me! Agnes! Okay? Who the fuck are these women? When Agnes is inside, she hear her scream. She said, oh no, you called the eyes? First of all, when the fuck did the eyes become women? When did the eyes start dressing in fucking ninja outfits? The eyes were guardians. They were secret agents who posed as guardians. These were 15 fucking women dressed in ninja suits, neoprene ninja suits, with their face covered, all in black. What the entire fuck? If y'all don't get y'all just pissed me off with this. Y'all pissed me off, okay? Agnes is upset with her father. I thought you was going to take her to the hospital. For what? What did you think they was going to do for her at a hospital? We already discussed psychiatry is not a part of Gilead. Y'all was down in the comment section insisting that Agnes was talking from a future narration when she brought up the psychiatrist. I conceded because I felt that could be a possibility. So why would she be wanting to go to a hospital? What did you think they was going to do? give her some soup and an aspirin and a cup of orange juice, what did you think the hospital was going to do for her? She would be going to the colonies, or she would be swinging from the motherfucking wall. What do you think a hospital was going to do for her? Even when Emily went to the hospital, it was for mutilation. It wasn't for her mental health. And she was like, well, Becca needs help. Help with what? What did you think a hospital was going to do for her? And then Janine, even though when she had lost her goddamn marbles, she went to the colonies, remember? Okay, I'm telling you, I'm going through some shit with this. She went to the colonies. I'm all fucked up. If I take this off my hair, I just don't want my hair to fly up. It's, girl, child, hold on. For now. Okay, anywho. But yeah, I told you last episode, Becca, that Agnes was not your friend. And I'm kind of triggered. I'm letting y'all know for real. I am kind of triggered right now because I had a similar situation. It wasn't as serious, but it was a similar situation. I had a friend, okay, who was being taken advantage of. It was by a boyfriend, okay. It involved another friend. In our case, this said friend called me and the other friend over to handle this dude or to confront this dude, right? Things got a little heated vocally. Things got a little physical, but nobody died, you know. A weapon was present, but nobody was maimed, nobody was mauled. Property was damaged, but my friend gave me, the person she called, up to the police. And I got carted away in the middle of a fucking Lambert Airport in St. Louis, Missouri by the police. I didn't make a scene though. I didn't make a scene because the officer's like, if you don't make a scene, we won't put you in handcuffs. I ended up doing 8 motherfucking weeks in jail because of that shit. That bitch was not my friend at all. So yeah, I'm kind of triggered. I'm triggered by this shit. Ooh. I'm the only one that went to jail too, not the other friend. She was there at the airport with me when I got arrested. They let her walk off. She took my luggage and everything for me and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like that, saying that. What the other girl get out of it? The one who called us for assistance. Her man. So you cannot make me, I bet a dime to a dozen that Agnes is going to capitalize off of this moment. Now that Garth's future wife is now taken away, hauled off, Garth is technically single again. I put money on it. I only have money from the emoji vault, but I will bet a bag of emoji vault money that Agnes is going to be hooked up with Garth. It's going to go after Garth again. Now that Becca is out of the way. Okay? I bet it. Let me see. Oh, this video long. Child, that's the end of it. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for being here. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments down in the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. We got one more left. Next week is the series finale. See y'all next video. Peace.